Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for my client Brett's vlogs. And he has his up and down weeks. This is one of those weeks. He had a lot of stress, a lot of sleep issues, got a bit behind. And funny enough, he's complaining about his performance, and yet, he still got four. We didn't get any bench footage, but he got 4 reps on his squat on his 90% 3+ week, right? We got 4 reps on his bench press in the same, and he only got 3 on the deadlift. And it's like, yeah, but your deadlift has climbed, right? Deadlift has climbed back up. So, and this is with new training maxes. I'm not that worried, because as soon as he gets caught back up on sleep, we're going to be good to go. We're going to be good to go, because everything else still, other than again, the deadlift's not progressing much, again, due to some sleep and food. Like he said, I think he said he lost like 6 pounds in the middle of the week. So, he's got to get his food back up. He's like, Coach, I stocked up on a bunch of ribeyes. I'm ready to get back in next week and push this a little harder and get some real PRs on deadlift day. But as far as the squatting goes, in spite of all that, we got 4 reps. And these are all with new training maxes. And I'm trying to think of his exact numbers. I know his bench was 280, and keep in mind he benches close grip. But even then, the squatting, we've taken the training max up, right? We've taken the training max up. We got 4. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm happy with that. And of course, for him, we're not doing real squat volume, right? He just feels like it buries his recovery to do a lot of squat volume. And we've looked at it, and we would rather just do supplemental work, which is in a lot of ways very similar to what you guys mostly see me do. So we just get his volumes with the belt squat. We get them with the cambered bar, good morning. All right, and that's where we build all his squat muscles up. So we end up doing the 3 ramp-up sets, and then we transition over and do belt squats and cambered bar. Good mornings at the moment, and we can always change that with other bars for some of that. He's got the belt squat. His lifestyle does keep him busy. That's why we only train 3 days a week. He's occasionally going to have weeks like we had just now. He's going to have those weeks. And so accordingly, keeping that axial loading a little bit lower for him. And it's like with Brett, the philosophy we went with is because, again, he does have a tendency to pull himself apart and hurt himself. Because, again, he pushes so hard sometimes. And he will overdo his volume. He oftentimes does have very, very stressful professional weeks. And accordingly, we've got to watch that recovery. So the philosophy that we have adopted with Brett over time is, what is our minimum effective dose of training? All right? What is our minimum effective dose? Now, keeping in mind, that minimum effective dose for him ends up giving him a bench up, in the 3+ plate range, right? It gives him a, deadlift over 600. So his minimum effective dose isn't bad. It isn't bad at all. But that is the game that we play with him in his training. What is the bare minimum that we can do and make progress? Because he's, an advanced lifter. I mean, for most people who get anywhere near his level, most of you guys who've been out there a while know, that's where people really stall. They go years at a time without making any progress. Right? They go years at a time, and that's if they don't get hurt even, because then you regress with downtime, injuries, and so to make any progress is good progress at that point. But he doesn't have the perfect lifestyle always for this. And so we look at it and go, okay, what is our minimum effective dose to keep making progress? How do we get to that 700-pound deadlift, with his lifestyle? And that's the philosophy that we adopt. So it ends up being, when you look at the sheets, even for the lower body, we do 3 ramp-up sets of squats. We do belt squats. We do good mornings. We do glute ham raises after. Okay. It's benching. Of course, we can get away with a little more stuff because overhead isn't that bad. Benching, we do quite a bit more volume. right? But it's a lot of tricep related because, again, he benches. So we end up doing the ramp up sets. We do like 5 sets of bench, 5 sets of dips, and then we do, band press downs. And then, of course, the rest of it we throw chin ups in. And, also in his case, the deadlift day, our volumes are actually our working volumes. That's our highest day of the week. Because usually he's going to do it towards the end of the week. He's going to get a couple of days off. So really his squat day is relatively easy. The bench day is easy other than just a lot of tricep work. And then we do really the most workload on the deadlift day for him because he can schedule that around how he's feeling. Right? And if he's tired, fatigued, he can push it back a day. Right? He can make it work with his lifestyle, and it works out well. Now the deadlifts, he was like, oh, these sucked this week, and a lot of you guys are going to laugh. You want to know what his day of sucking is? Because he's lost weight this week. He didn't get a good night's sleep at all before. I think he said he slept like 3 or 4 hours. He got like 3 reps with 530 pounds. And to him, that's a bad workout. That's a bad week. So, what we do for him does work. And he apologized to me and apologized to you guys that we didn't get as much footage as we would like of all this stuff this week, and that's okay. Stressful week, but at least we got enough to keep the vlog going. We got enough to talk about, how we deal with these things with your particularly your advanced lifters with this. Because everyone wants to train so much. And, even when I take my volumes, what I consider to be very high, higher than most of my clients sometimes, by many people's standards, they're low, which is comical, right? If you're doing 12 or 15 sets for a muscle in a week, anyone who doesn't recognize that as high volume, I don't know what to say to them. It is like 15 sets is pretty high volume. 10 is moderate, but 10 is going to easily be above your minimum effective dose. It's moderate. And it's at the edge of your optimal range generally. 15's high. 20 is what I would consider to be very high volume. Right? It's very high volume. But in his case, the only stuff that really gets the high volume right now is posterior chain and triceps. That's where we throw the only high volume he gets is in those two. And it wouldn't even be that way other than we do the good mornings on both days for him. Right? That's the reason. That's the reason for that. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.